This is NDTV, and you're watching NDTV 24/7.
Consecutive years of drought in several parts of India, including Maharashtra, Telangana, of course being one of the worst hit, Kerala again, and of course many other states like MP, Haryana, etc. The farmer crisis, which really the agrarian economy which India is, and farmer crisis being there, is a very ironical situation, something that really disappoints each Indian, I would imagine. But here is a group of young people in London who are hoping to provide a tangible solution. I'm going to call it a solution, a possible solution, not calling it a business plan but just yet. But this is an idea that I want to discuss in detail here on Out of England, given this is a group of people who for the last 2 years have been trying to provide what farmers need most: money to repay their loans, so which in effect is a loan that is being provided. But unlike microfinances, which have otherwise been known for their infamous tactics of high interest rates, these are people who want to possibly crowdfund a loan at a very low interest rate. Is that a good summary?
Indeed, yes. So what we have been doing is in UK, getting people who can make social investments from £1, which is effectively 100 rupees onwards, to the
£1.
Indeed, £1.
Okay, so I can lend £1 to a farmer in India.
Indeed, yes. And what also happens with that £1 is all of that money reaches the farmer, rather than any money being lost to any intermediary. And you can give the money directly to that person.
Okay.
And when you get that, you can also speak to that person. You can go and visit that person. And the interesting bit is, for Indian citizens, they can get their money back, and they can choose to whether to withdraw the money or reinvest that to another person.
Oh, okay. Okay, so and what is your interest rate like?
So between 2.5% to 10% per annum flat.
Okay, so this is like an investment plan indeed. This is something where it's better than a fixed deposit in India for me, because I have this possibility of going back to bed thinking I helped some farmer repay his loan or buy seeds for his crop, and also make some interest on it. So it's not fully a charity thing. It's also where I, as an investor, will make some money on it. Have you thought of the fact that farmers most times in India today, unfortunately, are also not able to repay their loans to people like microfinances or banks, and possibly a group of individuals or NRI investors like you? What happens then, because you have worked hard for your money?
Yeah, so one of the things about this that appealed to me is the fact that it's got a really high repayment rate. So I think Rohit can confirm that essentially I think we've got over a 99% repayment rate. So far in the history of Rangde being run, it's not really been an issue so far. We haven't had people chase up for lack of payment.
Okay.
And
what is the minimum loan you have offered to a farmer, and the maximum loan that you have?
So 1,000. So again, what Rangde does is it really looks at what the need is and focuses its loans on that basis. And the minimum loan that Rangde has been needed is 1,000 rupees.
Okay.
And to the maximum end, so for farmers specifically, that would be in the range of, to an individual farmer, in the range of 40 to 50,000 rupees. But then also Rangde is now starting to support some micro ventures. So basically groups of farmers, collectives, where they would be needing money for not just the farming, but even the end-to-end process in terms of the marketing, distribution. So there is an organization, for instance, called as Dharani in Anantapur, which is one of the most drought-hit areas in India.
Rayalaseema really lacks any water body.
Indeed, yes. And Anantapur, what the Dharani has been doing via Timbuktu Organic is provide organic farming and also growing trees, regenerating their region. And so Rangde has been supporting them through loans which would go into the range of a few lakhs as well, depending on the need.
Depending on the need. But let's come back to this idea of social investment. So this is ideally where people crowdfund a loan for a farmer. But why are you interested as an investor?
So I think one of the things is, so we are Indians abroad, for example, and one of the things I think that comes up here in the community is what can you do to continue your connection with India back home? So I think this is one of those
tangible... And improve India's situation.
Absolutely. So this is one of those tangible ways where you lend money to somebody, you actually can speak to the borrower, as Rohit mentioned, and you can actually sort of physically see a tangible benefit rather than some sort of intangible, result. So that's what appeals to me.
Okay,
Personally.
okay. There's a lot of uncertainty involved. So my question again is, farmers most times are unable to repay loans because we've seen consistent years of droughts. What happens then?
So the first thing is that farmers can't repay loans because firstly it's not affordable to them. They are subject to very, very high interest rates. That's the biggest thing that Rangde is changing, which is that we're providing affordable credit. The second thing is we work with field partners who help set up the timetable for repayment. So it's not a fixed timetable, nobody's going to force you to pay it. It works as per your business, your needs. So you can say ask for a, when you're doing a repayment, you can ask for a 6 months of leave, just like say you have with a student loan if you get it with a bank, right? You can ask for a period of waiting and then your repayment starts. Second thing is that the investment that we make, obviously we're lending money and we're getting some money back with interest, but for most of us it's a social investment and the amount is very, very small. So even if, if we're lending to 10 people and if one of them is unable to repay, for most of us, it doesn't really matter. And the third thing is that Rangde has some sort of contingency as well. So from the interest rates that we do get back, Rangde keeps a little pot of money aside to account for situations like this, just to protect borrowers as well as lenders.
Okay, how different are you from microfinances, which are otherwise known to be so controversial when it comes to recovery of loans? Because lending is easy, recovery is very tough, and the methods that microfinances use to recover money from farmers has been very, very controversial, violent sometimes.
Exactly. So this is where again the relationship of Rangde with its field partners is such that Rangde has very strict criteria on who it allows to become a field partner. They go through a very thorough background check to make sure that these field partners are in no way exploiting the farmers. And they do crack down upon very rare cases where field partners have been extortionists to just terminate the relationship with them.
Collectively in the last 2 years, how many of you have come together as lenders, and what is the kind of money that you have sent back to India, to farmers across India as loans?
So within UK, we have got 400 members in the last 2 years, and the overall money we have raised has been to the tune of £25,000, 25 lakhs roughly, in terms of what we've done just purely within UK. And again, that doesn't count for the people Rangde has all over the world, most of which are in India himself.
And are you also collaborating with people otherwise, not just in the UK but US?
Definitely, yes. So we do have chapters within US, Singapore, Dubai, and also within UK as well. So we've been collaborating with a large number of organizations, from student bodies to parliamentarians, to get their support on.
So a noble thought indeed. Indians here in the UK, about 400 of them, and now growing, are getting together for the social investment plan and crowdfunding loans for farmers. Very, very happy about this thought. Good luck to your entire team.
Thank you. Thanks, Radhika.
Thank you very much. Write your feedback, ooe@ndtv.com. And if you want to be a part of this, where do they write to? Can you share your email address?
Sure. The email address is ukchapter@rangde.org, or an easier way is just to go to website www.rangde.org, rangde.org.
Okay, so if you want
on Facebook and Twitter, so you can find
so
it.
if you want to help a farmer back in India, this could be a possible way. Thank you very much.